light is your eyes.
Connecting generations is a very simple idea, but it's a very powerful one. What we do is we bring groups of seniors and local elementary school students together to create intergenerational relationships. We have the first initial meeting between the seniors and the students, and the students always collect really great information. They have really great questions.
What would you say your most cherished memory of your childhood would be?
The end of the war.
When I was 13 years old, I went to work at a fruit store.
You know, I'd like to think we'd all end up being citizens of this world as opposed to citizens of certain countries, so we all could be one. It's a crazy dream.
I went back to high school when I was in my 50s, and my youngest boy was going to high school at the same time.
Wow. My favorite was actually interviewing the seniors because it was like nothing I've ever done before.
I was a little bit nervous before I met my senior, but then when I met him, we actually had a lot in common.
Can you tell me the name of your best friend right now?
My best friend is Betty. She lives in Georgetown.
I live in Georgetown.
It's not just like learning, but it's also like quite fun, and I like it.
I think this is so important that we do connect. We have a lot to give. They have a lot to give too.
To be able to spend a morning with kids this age and ask them all these questions, I think it was a great thing.
Like I was telling Annette, after only about 20 minutes of talking, I felt like I knew her for way more than just 20 minutes.
I remember going in the bomb shelter. This was interesting because it draws you out. You want to remember and to pass that information on.
We know that learning doesn't just happen in the classroom, it happens in the community, and the opportunities like this where students get to meet with seniors and other people in the community really enhances their opportunities.
All right, Shannon, could I get you to pop over there beside Cynthia, and I'll get a picture?
Intergenerational mentorship is so special because it really gives that different perspective for the students to have the ability to interview their senior partner and really get a glimpse into their lives and vice versa. I think it's a really beautiful outcome overall.
Thank you.
So you're going to work on your project today. Lindsay, do you want to call out the laptop numbers and they'll come and get them?
5.5. They were very excited when they came back from their first visit, and then they were really excited to learn they were going to be working on the computers, investigating some new technology that maybe they hadn't used in the class with the help of Apple.
The students come back to their classroom. We bring in Apple coordinators to teach the students how to use the Apple technology, the MacBooks.
Okay, so click on the little blue bit above the top there. There you go. Okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
I really liked the Apple technology. It was amazing to use. To work with the MacBooks, that was just excellent. Like, it was great.
The students use software from Apple's iLife suite. So they started with iPhoto, which allowed them to download the photos they took on their interview day, edit those photos, enhance them, crop them.
What do we think about our timing in through here?
So we're gonna have two of them.
What do we think we could do there?
Take off 2 seconds from that.
Yeah.
We moved them over to iMovie, which is all about deciding what order you're going to display your information. It's about mixing and editing and putting in transitions.
What about we do strings this time? Oh, cool.
And then they also got a little taste of GarageBand. So the students were actually composing background music for their videos.
A little too much of piano right there, so maybe we should move this over actually before we put anything else in. Sounds good.
The technology was phenomenal to them. We were very fortunate to have those MacBooks.
Very cool. I like all those images. They've really enjoyed creating the iMovies. I think it relates so well to the language curriculum, and it's something they always want to do. They constantly ask every period, can we get the computers? Can we get the computers? So it's great. I wish we could do it every year.
Naval fought in World War II. He protected his home in England.
The big thing that I think this project does in giving the kids the access to these Apple computers is now suddenly they're telling the story. They're creating.
I think we'll be able to use some of the skills we learned for like the rest of our lives.
I believe that programs like this are tremendously formative in providing students with the opportunity to develop those critical thinking skills, problem-solving skills, and communication skills that enable them to be lifelong learners.
My favorite part of the Connecting Generations program is always doing the video celebrations. It's always such an emotional event. There's happy tears, there's tears of remembrance, there's always lots of hugs. I know we're all really, really excited to see these videos, so without any further delay, we're going to get started. Our first video is by Bryn.
I would just like to start off to say thank you. My name's Bryn. My partners were George and Grace Chadwick, and I really enjoyed this program.
The life story of Grace Chadwick. Grace Chadwick was born in Leicester, England in December 1936. George was born in Manchester, England on July 37th, 1937. A funny thing is that while the rest of his family cheered for Manchester City, he cheered for Manchester United. Just like me. It's my favorite team.
My favorite part of doing this was probably learning about Betty's life and then making it into this whole iMovie.
Beautiful Betty McHale. This is Betty. Betty likes cats, elephants, and birds.
To present the videos to the seniors, they were just beyond excited. And really what we were doing is we were getting them up there and saying, okay, you have to speak in front of a group for a minute, you have to take notes, you have to be organized. These are all things that students sometimes will say, I don't want to do that. But with the technology, with the real world applications, suddenly it became something that they were really into.
Something I liked about this is just interviewing Neville Palmer and sharing facts about our lives.
Neville Palmer, a real World War hero. Neville fought in World War II. He fought in Silesia, India.
One thing that I really enjoyed during this whole process was getting to meet the senior citizens.
All about Miles Gilson.
Miles likes to mingle and chat. The closest people in his life are his family and friends. Miles' pet peeves are when women talk too much and bad drivers. I'd really like to thank Betty and all the other senior partners here for making this program possible, and I'd like to thank HIEC for choosing our class to do this program.
We thoroughly enjoyed it. We both learned a lot from it.
It was really fun. I loved getting to meet Brian and getting to work with the Apple technologies. It really brought us together, and I think it's a great program.
It's really cool to learn about their lives because it's interesting for me to just hear about all these things that they've done that I doubt I'll ever experience.
It made me feel really happy to see that how much they appreciated all the work that we put in.
It was a really good opportunity for me. Like everybody else said, I've never looked at seniors the same way.
I am so happy that I came that day to do this. It was an amazing project.
I thought it was great. I learned a lot about Ted because when we were finished, I interviewed Ted. So we're good friends now.
Yeah.
We're on a first name basis.
We were a light in those people's lives. What these children gave those seniors was phenomenal.
Just to see how natural the technology and the community involvement fits into their education and how they learn things while doing it was just an amazing thing to see.
Increasingly, we're aware that we cannot do it alone. HIEC is one example of a very active partnership that I think has served the school board and the students within our school board extremely well over the years.
Often on the weekends, I might run into my senior I have, and then it makes me more open to talk to any other seniors, and it makes me realize that they're nice people and they're just like us.
It was really fun learning about Annette and then doing the iMovie afterwards. It's a great way to connect the generations.
Or everyone move in closer. 1, 2, 3.